Spain is considering legislation that adjusts speeding fines based on your income, and I'm here for that. We actually need more of that in multiple areas of life. Consider it dynamic pricing, but for wealth. Uber uses it. They charge you more when there's more volume. The airlines and hotels use it too. That's why they cost so much when school's out. You may not realize this, but Amazon does it too. Their pricing changes based on demand, competitor prices, and inventory levels. The affluent, they get the benefit of systemic advantages due to their wealth. But it's not just about money. It's access to education, it's premium healthcare, influential social networks. The advantages that they have are generally self-reinforcing. It doesn't stay with them, they pass it on through generations. Again, it's not just about money. Their advantages skew legal outcomes. They suffer different repercussions for bad actions. So it's not as big of a deal to do bad things. They behave badly just because the consequences are inconsequential to them, whereas they'd be a life-altering event for everybody else. Over this week, one thing has truly been reinforced for me. It's that money is fake. Why should a billionaire whose wealth is determined by smoke, mirrors, and speculation not have to pay tax on the wealth being claimed to get a loan? If it's not realized, then how can they get a loan that uses it for collateral? It's giving muscle bro who can't defend himself. It's proclaiming alpha and beta at the same time. So let's tax them on their fake money. They'll get it back anyway. They'll get it through the government contracts and loans that made them the wealth in the first place. What are some other ways that we can charge the wealthy an asshole tax? Also, by the end of this, if I didn't mention one that you've thought of, tell me in the comments. I'm thinking of charging a tax, maybe 2 shares, for people who comment without watching the whole video. Their comments usually say, I should have said something that I said that they didn't hear I said because they didn't watch the video all the way through. Anyway, I think it's Finland, Switzerland, and Germany who already tie fines to a person's net worth. A speeding ticket might cost a CEO 10 days' salary instead of 200 euros flat. Could we apply this to things like wage theft and environmental violations? We could calculate the fines as a percentage of revenue or profits. The problem here is transparency about how much wealth there is, because these people pay people to make it unclear how much they actually have. Of course, we'd have to refine the tax system by first realizing unrealized gains. We have to close the loopholes with inheritance and estate taxes as well. I have a friend who insists he worked hard and he should be able to pass on everything to his son without being taxed. The thing is that we're not actually talking about you. That's only peanuts. We're talking about trust funds and how the wealthy hide their tax responsibility. These people, they hold on to assets like stocks, real estate, private businesses that appreciate in value over time. Then when these assets are passed to their heirs, the cost basis of the asset is stepped up to its fair market value at the time of the inheritance. This allows the heirs to sell the asset immediately with little to no capital gains tax. That's even if the original owner never paid taxes on decades of appreciation. So, a billionaire who buys stocks for $1 million, which grows to $100 million by the time they die, their heir inherits the stock with a new basis of $100 million, not the original $1 million. Their heir sells it for $100 million. They owe zero in capital gain taxes. If the original owner had sold before death, they would owe federal capital gains tax on $99 million. And this is how these folks avoid capital gains tax while they're alive. The original owner never sells the asset, so they defer capital gains taxes indefinitely. They take loans using their unrealized gains as capital. The stepped-up basis erases all unrealized capital gains at death, allowing heirs to avoid taxes on decades of growth. Make that make sense? Do you think these people truly appreciate art? I ask because art can appreciate tax-free while held. At death, heirs inherit it with a stepped-up basis too. The stepped-up basis loophole is one of the most significant ways generational wealth is preserved. I'm not saying that we shouldn't allow them to take out loans on their unrealized gains, but maybe I should be saying that. The point I was making is to have them pay their fair share because the outcomes they experience do not deter them from their bad behavior. Should we consider a luxury consumption tax? To you and me, yes, $20,000 registration fee on a car seems excessive, but we need to stop judging their wallets by ours. It's only 10% of the cost. That's totally reasonable considering they were choosing between a Rolls Royce, a Bugatti, and a Maybach. Actually, they should pay more. 20,000 wasn't enough. What do we think about taxing loans based on unrealized capital gains? You don't have to have the money so you can't pay the tax, but it was enough money to get a loan on the value of the money that you don't have. Tax it. These folks do things like evading taxes, stashing wealth in hidden accounts. Panama Papers revealed how elites evade taxes. They mask ownership of assets and illicit transactions. They use non-public information to profit in stock markets, insider trading. Fines for these folks are a fraction of their gains. It's just really the cost of doing business. So let's put them under the jail and make them dig the hole themselves. It's because for the affluent, many harmful acts are treated as calculations. They're not crimes because systems, they're designed to protect wealth and power. And by contrast, everyone else faces harsh penalties for minor offenses, like jail time for petty theft. Going to jail for stealing a carton of milk while people who caused the 2008 collapse went free, that is diabolical. This is why it's important to make sure that we keep our funds within our communities. There are many of you who have started shopping within cooperatives. Some of you are even bartering, and this is fantastic. We have to be intentional with every single dollar that we spend. I bet if you put your mind to it, you could even build a community in your area where you buy foodstuffs directly from distributors, bypassing the large grocery chains. This is so that you can pay the prices similar to what they're paying. Someone commented asking about how to make community offline, and these ideas that I'm about to express are just from my experience being a team leader. The first thing you want to do is start by defining your goals with clarity. You need to know what you want to do before you can find people who you want to do it with. And then you want to define where the people you want to work with are, because there's no reason to start a community garden with people who live 50 miles away. You're going to start small by leaving your house and meeting the people around you or connecting with the people around you that you already know. And once you have a couple of people to work with, you can each spread out to find more people to include in your group. Make sure that you have fun with it. You can start by holding an icebreaker event, talk with each other, ask everyone what they need and what their talents are. And if you're introverted, it's okay. Don't be afraid to be quiet at first, but make sure that you are a part of things. If you're awkward, that's okay too. Let people know that you're awkward and that it's just you. They probably already know that you're awkward, but you telling them will make you feel better. Figure out how you'll collaborate online. Maybe connect through Signal. It seems like it's really popular these days. And make sure that your group is grounded in trust. You have to establish rules so that you know what behaviors are not acceptable. Think of them kind of like just having manners. And decide on each person's role, but don't limit them to that designated role. While some people may be great at certain things, a time will come when they need help. And we want to make sure that the group is there for them when that time comes. And this way, you can overcome challenges as a collective. A group as small as 5 people can make a meaningful change. I hope this helps. Now, if you would, watch this because it's awesome and I told you to. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. I talk about things your mom should have told you. Okay, bye.